So it's day one for Microsoft 365 Certified Enterprise Administrator Expert. That's the main certification here. And I hope everyone online is also able to hear and listen to this, my sound. So if you're listening, then I'll just continue. Otherwise, there are questions from in class or online. You can just ask me the questions as well. Microsoft has made so much changes in Office 365. Even the name itself is now Microsoft 365 instead of Office 365. But the software is all the same. Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, OneDrive, Yammer, and Teams. Now Teams is a very big thing now, and they're really investing on it a lot. In fact, Skype for Business is out now, and Teams is in. So if you were going for Skype and doing meetings and conferences, before that it was Link, right? Then it became Skype for business. Now it is Teams, and online there's one student saying that he cannot hear me, so I'm just gonna turn off the volume and then turn it on. Otherwise,
there are 5 parties in the conference. You will now be placed into the conference. This call is being recorded.
I know. Okay, so let's continue with that. Log off, log in. So guys, when I'm talking online, I'll just say that as well, that online students are saying this or that, and there are some very interesting questions or technical questions do come there. So I just say it out loud, and you will all be able to listen to that as well. Log off, log in to join.me to hear better. So sometimes they have to just troubleshoot the sound. Okay guys, so we were talking about that. First of all, the name is changed, and the name is Microsoft 365 Certified Enterprise Administrator Expert. But what are the requirements of that? It used to be 2 exams there, 70-346 and 70-347. Now they have changed into 7 more exams, like 7 different exams now. And it's very interesting now. What we were covering in 2 exams is now covered in 7 exams. So you want to give just a few, specific exam for messaging. So it's Exchange Online. If you want to go for just SharePoint, if you want to just go for Teams, that's a separate exam that you can give as well. Or you can just become Enterprise Administrator Expert, where I plan to pretty much cover the material of majority of those exams. So I'll be covering all that, and those who have attended all the class that I teach, we are totally hands-on. We just click. There are millions of clicks there, but of course we have to understand what we're doing, right? So we understand, and then we go ahead. And of course, you can repeat the lab by recorded video and see the whole lecture and understand all the points there as well. So what are we covering there? First of all, there is that introduction that we do, and I would also want to know that who am I talking to? Like, what are your experiences, and why you're choosing Office 365 or Microsoft 365 now? And then we're going to go down with what are the course objectives there. So there's that set of questions that I put down there, and those are the questions that you can answer as an introduction to yourself as well. So your name, if you work in a company, then the company name, any experience with Office 365, SharePoint Online, Link, Skype, which is now Teams, or Exchange Online or Exchange on premises. Suppose you're an Exchange administrator already, right? So, or SharePoint, any experience with that? So have you done any certifications there, MCSA, MCSE, any of the certifications, Cisco or cloud certifications? How much hours you would want to give as a home study for this course? What do you expect from this course? And are you a hard worker or a smart worker? That's on the lighter side. So, yes, sir, we can.
Okay. My name is Pawan Akhtar. I have a bachelor in computer engineering, and I came here from Pakistan. I have more than 12 years experience, and my last job was in the bank. I was working in the bank, but I have, although I was working in the bank, but I have knowledge of IT. Not as particular.
Oh, you were a banker, not a IT department of the bank.
I was working in the IT department of the bank.
Okay.
Because it is a debit card, credit card.
Oh.
But okay. I have not joined this field. My goal is to achieve the certification of cloud I will also do the MCSS 2016.
Very important.
Furthermore, I'll also prepare myself for CCNA,
Oh,
so I will do better
cool.
cloud computing. So this is my first step towards the cloud computing,
Okay,
like Azure and
Cool.
AWS.
Cool.
So I will try my best to work and to get my time in the home study. I try to give 2 or 3 hours. And yeah, you can say that I am a hard worker.
Oh, okay.
But I will try to become a smart worker.
Okay. Yes. First we learn a lot. Then when we know inside out, then we become smarter.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know me, I guess. Do I have to tell them?
Okay, that's
Mohammed Hashi.
Imran. Yeah, and
Okay. No, I was here. My name is Mohammed Hashi. I'm still taking the MCC.
Yeah.
I did CCNA.
okay.
IaaS.
So there's introduction going on, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to do more.
Okay.
And I just put some hours there at home. I'm trying to start really hard.
Okay.
And I work a bit for Rogers. Which has happened a while ago, but now I'm not working. I want to be smart worker. I'm not hard worker anymore.
All right.
I work in the same cloud.
Cool. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
My name is Tony. So for the past 10 years, I work for Authentication and CGI.
Oh, Compugen. Okay. Cool.
Anyway, 2 months ago, I got laid off by CGI. So I'm like a work as an SS support. I don't have like a MCSA, but I have lots of experience for the
Oh, definitely.
so I realized like Office 365 is very important. So
There are lots of jobs there. Yeah. Cool.
I'm a hard worker anymore. I used to be a hard worker, but I want to work as smart. Right?
All right.
I'm hard worker, I got laid off. Right? So.
Okay. Now you want to be smart, so okay. Oh, you are smart, definitely. But yeah, we understand the technology, and then we become smarter on that when we just know it inside out. So definitely. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hi, this is Ali. Worked for Desjardins Insurance for 22 years as a data center lead. Yeah, we just migrated to 365, so just want to get into more better on that one. I have MCSC, CCNA, CCNP all in place.
Wow.
I want to be in a cloud management course.
Yeah.
So I started one course, then but since I didn't have the proper background of it, so this is what I'm taking.
Oh,
also,
okay.
I'm going to start taking VMware before I come to that course.
Cool.
So I want to make sure I'm just going with the flow.
That would be a better plan. Yeah.
I don't, I'm
Definitely.
not rushing it.
Definitely.
I want to understand every single part of it. What I'm doing. So
Cool. Cool. Very
I
good.
have a job, so I don't need to rush to get.
No, that's very good that you're going. While we have a job, we should be going for certifications at that time, right? So now we realize, right? So I always suggest that if you are on the job, go for all the latest certifications and keep going.
Yeah.
So as soon as you are like, if there's some indication there, at once apply. Market needs you right away. But if you have experience, market, you will get the job very soon, and in fact, much better job very soon, because you have experience, and market really needs experienced people. So yes, there are many jobs there. I'm going to be telling that as well by going to Indeed.com, and well, there are many job groups, and my friends forward me some administrator jobs there. So I always try to then send them the resumes as well if they require. So definitely we'll be working together on that. And yes, sir.
Guillermo, worked with Kansas Ontario, have basic experience of Office 365, SharePoint, Skype, Exchange Online, don't have any certification. I can spend about 10 hours a week on this course or studying, and I'm a smart hard worker.
All right. Cool. That's excellento. Right. Okay. Maybe I said it correct, or I don't know. Excelente. Okay. Excelente. So thank you guys, and there are some online guys there. you could just write your introduction. Well, one Zoeb has written it actually, or you wanna say it on the mic, or shall we continue? So I mean, by how would it be? Should I continue with introduction to the course, or you want the introductions from online guys as well, or?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead for the introduction from online student as well.
Okay, guys. So anyone online there who wants to introduce, these are questions that you're seeing on the screen. You can answer that. Zoeb, you can start. Do you have a mic?
No.
Okay. So I can hear you, and well, Zoeb, your introduction is there actually. You're a project manager, personnel, and I manage people who manage these kinds of things, but also did use SharePoint and Link Skype for business purpose, meeting, sharing files, and team viewers as well. No certification, at least 3 hours every day at home you can give. Smart and hard worker both. Worked for telecom, VoIP companies and all. Okay, whoa, you're good. Yeah, like IT, and you have that experience as well, because this course is like total hands-on, so it's gonna be tough. But yes, we're just trying to make you tougher, right? You guys are also tough already, I know. So okay, anyone else? I mean, by if anyone else wants to introduce, I can just read out the introduction, or we can go ahead with the course introduction. Okay. So let's just go ahead, guys, and about myself. My name is Amir, and I have 15 plus years of experience. Actually, it's much more than that, but I don't know why I just put 15 number there for last 4 years. So I've been a system administrator in a university back home, and then I was a system administrator here in a bank. And there was a big environment there, and there were global branches. So I was Microsoft admin in the Microsoft team there, and there was VMware, and I was a contractor there. Normally in banks they don't give every kind of job to one guy. It's not a one-man show. It's always teams are there, right? But with contractors it's a bit different. So if the boss is kind of your friend, or him, or so then it's easier to get other works as well. So SCOM, SCCM, BAS, BlackBerry Enterprise Services, Exchange Server, Active Directory obviously, and VMware. So all these, and then Office 365. I used to do that job. Then because teaching is my passion, so that's why I flipped the career. Now I teach in different colleges. Plus, I do contracts on the weekends or in the evenings, wherever time suits. And if it's work from home or connect from home, then I just go for that. Okay, so there's that. We need to really go for the latest courses and latest skills, and that's what I try to introduce in every college. That I try to see what are the job requirements there in the industry, and what do they really need, and where are the changes going on, and then I just make those changes right away in the courses. So if it was some public college, the Office 365 course would have been with Skype, or even earlier than that. But we have to improve. So Teams is really getting in, and there are so many features that we need to discover there. So that's why we're going for. And Microsoft has made a lot of changes, so we need to know what changes are there, right? So let's go ahead a little, and then there are some more introductions coming, written ones. So I'm just gonna read them out loud. So Faraz Khan there, and I specialize in VMware and Windows system administration for the past 7 years. Currently, I'm working towards upgrading my skills in cloud platform. Okay, so yeah, that's the intention of many students who are coming for cloud courses, as well as for Office 365. That's also SAS based cloud, which is software as a service, right? So Zohaib says, I'm a Humber graduate as well, studied business from there. Oh, okay. So that's cool. Alright guys, so let's get going with, if there are any other introductions, you can just put it on the chat. I'll read it out. Otherwise, we go ahead And before we go with these, things are what kind of student are you and how dedicated are you? Definitely, you're here at 7 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday evening. So coming from work, most probably. So definitely, your dedication is very already there. Now, this course used to be two courses. Now, exam info for Microsoft 365 Enterprise Administrator. That's the new name Microsoft has given to this course. In order to achieve this exam, we must do the following exams. There are still two exams: MS 100, MS 101. So that these are the two new codes there instead of 70-346, 347. And then there is a one prerequisite that you have to do. It's a total of three exams you need to do if you want to go for becoming Microsoft 365 Enterprise Administrator, right? If you want to become that, you need to go three exams. Otherwise, any one exam is good also, just to understand what are you, at least just put it on the resume that, okay, I know Office 365 and one of the exams is there, but it's not going to be the whole certification 365 Enterprise Administrator Expert, right? So what are those two exams are you have to give them, right? If you want to get this certification, any one exam is at least good enough after that course. But what are the optional ones? So two are required and one is optional among the 7 exams that are there. So I'm just going to click that link there, and I'm putting that link in the chat as well. And once you guys join, join means accounts department is saying, okay, all good. So, well, I'll be sharing all the material with you on OneNote, and you'll be given a Office 365 college email. And in OneNote, you will see all the links and all the notes there. But what we're trying to say here is this is a Microsoft page, and that's pretty new. I mean, they really made a lot of changes there. So if we can see that there is required exams are MS 100, MS 101. So we're going to talk about that. Then what are those? And then there is prerequisite and one certification. If I click the see details here, so one certification, these are all optional. Any one of these, actual 5, not 7, you can do. But total are 7, 2 required and 3 and 5. Any one from the 5, right? So one of them is Modern Desktop Administrator Associate. So that is if you can deploy desktops, and there's desktop services also available. That is quite tough, like Citrix. But one certification is there. This is not that level 3 certification. This is how can you manage through SCCM or through Intune cloud service the desktops. Then there is Microsoft Certified then Teamwork Administrator. That's another one. So Microsoft 365 Teamwork Administrators configure, deploy, and manage Office 365 workloads that focus on efficient and effective collaboration such as SharePoint Online, on-premises, and hybrid, OneDrive, and Teams. So if you just want to be a team, Microsoft Teams is the new interface that will be coming with a lot of features, especially for meeting and conferences and teamwork and collaborative projects there. So if you just want to get that certification, so there's a separate certification which is an optional one as well, Teamwork Administrator. Then there is a Security Administrator Associate, and that is Microsoft 365 Security Administrators proactively secure M365 enterprise and hybrid environments, implement and manage security and compliance solutions, respond to threats, and enforce data governance. We're going to cover that a lot when we go for the Microsoft 365. Okay, so then there is Messaging Administrator. Now, many of you may have experience on email applications like Outlook and Exchange Online. If you have done or known Microsoft Exchange, so this is Exchange Online that we're going to be covering. So Messaging Administrator Associate, Microsoft 365 Messaging Administrators deploy, configure, manage, and monitor messaging infrastructure, permissions, client access, mail protection, and mail flow in both on-premises, hybrid, and cloud enterprise environments. So now, that whole thing is when they use the word hybrid, that's where, it gets complicated. If it's just online, it's still not that easy. But when it comes hybrid, so you're maintaining two environments there. That's where that's why they have separated it into full-blown certification here. Otherwise, that was just part of section of previous certification. This is smart because that's not that easy to get your on-premises connected to the Office 365 Exchange Online, and then maintain the mailboxes down there on premises as well as up there in the cloud. So then there is MCSC Productivity, and that is prerequisite certification anyone, option 5, right? This certification validates that you have the skills needed to move your company to the cloud, increase user productivity and flexibility, reduce data loss, and improve data security for your organization. If you have your MCSE Productivity certification and you pass exam MS100 and MS101, you will earn the 365 Certified Enterprise Administrator Expert certification. So the main thing here is, out of the 5 certifications, you can give any one. Now, what I intend to cover is, I intend to cover the team in this course. In optional, I intend to cover the messaging in this course, security. So these 3 are something that any one of those, then it's your choice. You can go for any one of those. These 3 are very important, more important than desktop and MCSC Productivity. MCSC Productivity used to be the combination of Exchange Online or email services plus SharePoint. So these 3 are the optionals, and instead of covering any one of the optional, I'll try to cover 3 of them out of 5. And those are the tough ones. Those are the ones that would be more required in the market. So my concept of giving a course is that it should be job oriented. If the market needs that skill, we should include that in our course and we should learn it here, right? If the market doesn't need that, so suppose the desktop requirement is lesser and teamwork and messaging requirement is more, so I would see that in the market. I have that experience. I do the projects as well, so I understand that they do ask that a lot. Hey, do you have messaging experience with 365? Do you have teamwork experience? Do you have security? These are, so I'm going for 3 optional ones here, and I'm gonna add the material of all 3 of these, which is teamwork, messaging, which is email, and security. Security you will be seeing anyway, because when we have to do all hands-on, right? So, but what I will not be covering is, and possibly I should be just covering just 1 out of 5, but I will not be covering Modern Desktop Administrator and MCSE Productivity. So according to importance, and this is I used to cover as well when there were 2 exams, these 3 were the most important ones, right? So that's actually in one course, I'm trying to cover the material of 2 required exams and 3 optional exams. So that's kind of 5 in 1. But anyway, if you're working hard, I'm gonna work harder than you. So, and with you definitely. So that's where it is now showing this. I'll just go back to this and just try to make it a little magnified so you could see better. So this is Microsoft 365 Certified Enterprise Expert you were already seeing, but this is MS100 that is required, and MS101. So we have to cover the material of both of them. Wherever there is a theory topic, I'll tell you. Otherwise, it's pretty much hands-on. So if I go for okay, I'll just put that back. Whoa, what happened? Yeah. So MS100 and MS101, what are those? So we did talk about that already. In that you would need MS100 and 101 to really get that full certification. So what are MS100 and 101? And I've already actually started with the optional ones, but what are the required ones? What material do they really cover there, right? So there's that. I'm just going to go to MS100 now, and here. So, well, first of all, the exam is $165 for each exam there. And I'll just try to go for this learn more here, right click here and go for the page. Now this page really tells about MS100, So what is the name of that certification? It is Microsoft 365 Identity and Services. So this is pretty much about all. Suppose you have 10,000 users in your on-premises environment, and you want them to be migrated to Office 365. So I'll just create that diagram here by opening the MS Paint. Suppose that's your company here, and that's your Toronto branch here, right? So Toronto branch, and here you have 10,000 users, and not every user is given access to the cloud, but if they need that cloud application, they need to use that. So in that case, you will have to create shift them to cloud as well. So when we say shift, so suppose this is a domain controller or Active Directory where you normally have all the users, groups, and OUs, and then this is the cloud service. I'll just make it cloudy, right? So this is a cloud service, Office 365. Now what happens normally nowadays, what's the requirement here, that whatever users you have here, if they need to access some cloud application here, cloud application, and that could be any application like SQL Server, or Exchange server, Exchange Online, or if it is Salesforce.com or any other application like SAP, or etc. Right? There are many applications there. Pretty much all the application vendors are there in the cloud, and they have collaboration with Office 365. So what's going on here? The users, 10,000. Suppose all 10,000 users needs to access SAP or Exchange server or email address, email application, or SQL databases through their remotely. So or any other application, right? So either you will, so company says, hey, can you give access to 10,000 users to all these applications in the cloud? So can you create all 10,000 users account in the cloud as well? So normally that's one of the first requirements when the company says that, oh, we're going to go Office 365, we're going to start using Exchange Online from now on, we're going to start using SharePoint Online from now on. So what are those? We're going to talk about that as well, but this is just a basic scenario I'm talking about. So if you need to create those users or give access to those users in the cloud, either you create them all one by one or through a big script there, or you can synchronize them. So this is a pilot project. Normally I start at the start of the course, and I start that with Azure as well, when we go for Azure Cloud, and I start with Office 365 as well. So this is something that you must know when you're doing that. So all 10,000 users whose all information has been put there. Suppose if the user is in Toronto branch or New York branch, suppose there's a New York branch there. So all the information, their phone number, their are they manager or which department they belong to, all the information is there. Now if you recreate those users, it will take a lot of time. How about you synchronize them? So that's always the first thing, that synchronize, which means that a copy of the user account will be there. Suppose there's user John here. So user John's account is there. He's using all the local network resources. Why not just synchronize that and make a copy or another user account here as well, which is exactly having the same information down here and exactly having the same information up here as well. So that's one of the first requirements that they expect you to have, and that's the exam objective as well. In your first exam, which is Microsoft 365 Identity and Services, they are pretty much talking about how your users, which are already in your local branch here, can be synchronized to the cloud. And all the users' accounts should be here. The passwords they were using in their branch, in Toronto branch, why don't you just synchronize the usernames and passwords from here to Office 365 as well? And they should have just same password here. Suppose user John, after 6 months, requests to change the password. Our password expires and he changes that. So that should get automatically synchronized here or manually synchronized to the cloud as well. So user John will be using local printer here, and every day log into the local branch, and user John will be logging into the cloud and using whatever cloud applications you allowed user John to use. So that is where the hybrid environment, the word hybrid comes, that you have hybrid just means on premises plus cloud. So it's on premises plus cloud. So on premises is your local branch where you go, and cloud is that Office 365 subscription where all the user accounts will be created. So this hybrid environment you have to maintain. So the pilot project, we start by doing that exactly. So what we're going to do on the day one is that, or day two actually, or three, we're going to create our own local server. We're going to create 390 users there with PowerShell script. Then we're going to open our free trial of Office 365, and we're going to transfer all or synchronize all the users from here up to the Office 365 cloud as well. So, but then once all the 390 users are here, then they're going to use SharePoint, they're going to use Exchange Online. So we're going to try to check how can we give authorization to those users to use different applications in the cloud, right? So the main purpose of synchronizing the users to the cloud would be to use the applications that are available there, right? So I'm using the word cloud a lot. What is cloud anyway? So it's just data centers of Microsoft, those data centers that have big server machines there. So Microsoft has their own SAS based application as well as IaaS based. So SAS based means software as a service, and this course is all software as a service means applications are already installed on Microsoft data centers in the background, data centers, right? And we do not have to worry about the servers on which the applications are, right? The latest updates for the applications. So Microsoft does that all. We worry about that we connect to the cloud, we start using the application right away. We don't have to worry about anything else. We don't have any desktop support guys or administrators there that are handling the servers in the background. Microsoft has hired them. They have the state-of-the-art administrators and technologies there that can handle all this easily. So our worries in SaaS-based environment are gone for the servers. No hardware to worry about, Dell, IBM servers there, and no software updates, no operating system to worry about. So if it is no OS, if it is no hardware that we have to worry about, and no OS to worry about, and no updates to applications we have to worry about, then that means it's the SaaS based application, which means it's a software as a service. The software is in the cloud. All you need is internet connection, right? Okay, there's a WhatsApp message that somebody's outside. That's the student we were waiting for. Wow, 8 o'clock. Okay. So I'll just get him in and walk through. And bring him over. Okay, let's get going. So what we were talking about, guys, that it's a SaaS based model. So this is software as a service that we are using right now, and this is Office 365. So there's also Google Suite that is from Google, right? So Google Suite, right? Now that is being used by companies a lot, and it also has a lot of applications that are, just you don't have to worry about hardware, OS, or updates. It's just that applications are ready to be used. So at the end of that Office 65, we're going to talk about Google Suite. We're going to try to go inside. We're going to check that what services they offer, because they are the rivals of Office 65. So many companies have that too. And if it is IaaS, now that's the other thing. That's where lots of jobs are there as well as SaaS. So IaaS is infrastructure as a service, and that's where you create your virtual servers, virtual switches, virtual routers. You create the whole data center yourself. So that is infrastructure as a service. And so if SaaS based course is Office 65 and Google Suite, so here IaaS, not IaaS, seriously, it will have AWS, Amazon Web Services, it has Azure, Microsoft Azure, and it has Google Cloud. So that's where, and what is the purpose of that? We can create our own infrastructure, and that's where servers, virtual servers, that is, and virtual switches, virtual storage. So we define everything from the scratch, virtual storage, and then there are databases there, right? So all that you can do yourself. So yes, you have to install the operating system yourself. You have to worry about the updates yourself, and you do the whole change yourself, and you can create LANs there, which is private clouds there, or private networks up there as well. So that's why, and many companies are going towards that. So that's why they expect you to know that this skill as well of infrastructure as a service. Now, yep.
How do you get paid? Like, so we have 1,000 employees, for example, migrating to 365 in a cloud environment. So how do you get charged? Like, how they licensing?
So yes, the licensing. Now there are three licensing. There's Enterprise 1, Enterprise 3, Enterprise 5. 5 is the, so differences are about the applications. You need SharePoint advanced features there, or you just need the SharePoint basic, or you need a lot of other applications that are business applications that can communicate. So it's more about how many services, how many applications you wanna include, and plus what kind of support plan you need. So Enterprise 5 is the most expensive one, but when it comes to 10,000 euros, suppose, and the company is thinking of, okay, let's migrate at least 5,000 or 2,000 or 1,000 as a pilot project, right? So Enterprise 5 is $35 per month per employee, per user. So and then we can do the maths from there, and it goes down to Enterprise 3, which has lesser application, lesser advanced features. We're going to go in detail with that too. What are the licensing model there, and what applications are with what license there. So but with the Enterprise 3, it is I think it is 25 per hour, 25 per, not hour, sorry, 25 per employee per month, and then it goes down to 15 for Enterprise 1.
Based on job categories, department, like
Exactly. Administrators can, or whoever needs more advanced access to applications, should be given only E5. Others don't need them. Normally companies go for E3 for regular employees even, and many companies go for E1, which is just, okay, Office 365, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, plus SharePoint, plus OneDrive, plus Yammer. So those all facilities which basically they want to use, basic ones that they do use every day. So E1, E2, E3 really suits majority of the companies, unless you want to go really hi-fi with all the features included. Especially security features is where E5 is really, really good. So security features are there as well in all other packages, but it's then more advanced.
So
Here you go.
what about if, so I have it on my here 365 and also on my laptop. Is that something different, like when it comes to licensing?
No, you can have it on cell phone open. You can have it anywhere. You can even install Office 65, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint version of that, in 5 devices per user.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
But yeah, licensing is just one,
Okay.
wherever
One
you
license,
access from.
one license, right.
And with cell phone, suppose your cell phone is gone, or suppose it's just gone or stolen, suppose. So you can just send a remote format for your data, just like any other enterprise mobile solution would do. So we tested, we actually sent the format here as well, and it only formats all the company data, and all your cell phone personal stuff is just safe. So there are many other advanced features that we will be testing that as well. But yes, according to license, it's a lot of investment. So normally company goes phase wise, who really need those applications, and then they go regular later when they are really under control. Everything is under control, especially in support wise. So your company has Office 65, and how many employees? Do you have any idea about that? Or 50 employees there?
1,500.
Oh, 1,500. Okay. Okay. So, and they're using basically Word, Excel, PowerPoint,
We're using everything.
Yammer. Okay, they're using
Teams,
Teams. They're using
Skype
Skype for
for Business,
Business.
yeah,
Okay,
Exchange,
Exchange. Pretty much everything. So you have access to like.
I don't have I do have access in the enterprise center.
Uh-huh.
Um,
But you're
which-
doing troubleshooting still,
I do
right?
troubleshooting.
Which is authorized troubleshooting. Okay.
Exactly. Exchange
Cool,
accounts,
cool.
especially.
Oh, okay. And they're online or they're
They're hybrid.
hybrid. Okay. So on-premises Exchange plus. Ouch. Okay. But yes, we get used to it once it is configured. That what are the problems there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the waiting sometimes when you do a change, you just
Exactly.
gotta wait, and
And that's our first project. That how do we synchronize our hybrid local users to the cloud? So we're gonna do it easy. We're gonna go with our pace, right? So guys, here we have what I was explaining there, that the first exam is about identity and services. So what is included in identity and services? Identity just means, of course, that your user accounts are securely synchronized to the cloud, and you can access there, you can put the domain there. So there's a manage domains written there. Design, and first objective of this exam is design and implement Microsoft 365 services. So manage domains, plan a Microsoft 365 implementation, set up Microsoft 365 tenancy and subscription. So and then there is that manage Office 365 subscription and tenant health, plan migration of users and data. So that's where the on-premises and cloud, the hybrid environment comes. So identify data to be migrated and method to migrate, identify users and mailboxes to be migrated in method, uh, plan migration of on-premises users and groups, import PST files. Well, that's pretty common there. When you have to export all the folders, all the data through PST, then put it in USB stick and just go to the other computer and then import it to other. Many of us may have done that already, right? So the first thing is, now this objective, this is our pilot project, or the first lab that we're going to do, and that's where we're going to see that what is the tool, what is the connector that we use to migrate. It's not migrate, we're going to synchronize the users. There's a difference between migrate and synchronization, right? Migration is like move, but synchronization is you're there on premises plus you're there, that same account is there up in the cloud as well, right? So this is the first one, design and implement Microsoft 365 services. So you're planning for your company, okay, so what are the necessary things that you need to know, and how do you want to phase wise migrate your structure there, and then we'll go for manage user identity and roles. And in user identity and roles, okay, let me just put that there. Okay, in manage user identity and roles, manage design identity strategies. So when we say identity, it just means users and groups, right? So manage users and groups and roles, right? So evaluate requirements and solution for synchronization, evaluate requirements and solution for identity management. So plan identity synchronization by using Azure AD Connect. So well, I was gonna say that, hey, we're gonna check that what is the tool there that you connect to. So that's exactly what we're going to use, Azure AD Connect. So once we do this lab and we put our 390 users up there in the cloud, that would answer a lot of scenarios and questions that are being asked here, and that will be asked in the exam as well, right? So, but when we do it hands-on, obviously our confidence level will be different. That yes, now I know majority of the areas of this. How do you want to synchronize all the users up there, right? So then there's manage identity synchronization by using Azure AD Connect. That's the same thing. We're going to use Azure AD Connect to synchronize. And then manage Azure AD Identity. Once the users have reached the cloud, what they can do and what they cannot do. What are their powers right when they reach the cloud or synchronized right away, and how much powers you can give them. So we're going to discuss all that. We're going to practice all that. We're going to log out, log in from users. So we're going to act as end users. Normally when you implement, that's not the big deal. How did you implement, how the end users got it, that's the big deal. End users are about to, they will call you, they will make your life, you know what. So that's why we have to become end user after doing the system administration side. We're going to check with end user that how does it work, what are the scenarios for managing passwords, what are the scenarios for making any changes there, do we give licenses to the users, which users should be getting what license. So we're going to see all the licensing there. We're going to check that this user, let him use Teams, let him use Exchange email and SharePoint. Okay, but don't let him use all the rest of 20 licenses or services that are, so 20, 25, 30 services are there according to what you purchase. E1, E3, E5. E1 you will see very small list of services, E3 a little longer list, and E5 the longest list. So we're going to go for trial version of E5, so we could just understand everything, right? Trial version, so don't worry about that. So manage user roles, and then how can we, so okay, user John has been synchronized there, so let's make John as a global administrator, which means he can access, he can create, he can delete, he can modify anything he wants. So of course, how do you give permissions to users, what kind of permission model is there, and what are the precautions in terms of industry act, what are the best practices there that you should follow. So we're gonna just move according to the diagram that I've just created there. The 390 users of our Active Directory, local Active Directory to the cloud. Every one of you will be following me, and we will be doing everything step by step. We'll take our time to do that because it's the first lab, and it might prove to be, depends on your IT skills, how soon can you grab, understand the environment there, and so it will be, I'll make it easy for you. I'll try my best to make it easy for you, but we need to understand what we're doing. So exam objective is synchronize the users, and then control or manage their access and do all the troubleshooting that is required there. But we understand the whole process, we will know what to do then. So manage access and authentication. There, manage access and authentication means what kind of authentication the users are using. There is that famous one, multi-factor authentication. Now this is very, very, very important nowadays, that when the users are using browser, now hackers have developed so many techniques to grab your password from the browser, right? So when you're okay, somebody's on the mic. No. Okay, when you're using your browser to log in, and of course that's the only way you can log in, so just don't use the username password only. You have to use another application, and now we're going to install the Microsoft Authenticator in our cell phones. Do bring that day your cell phone. Just kidding. So anyway, so just on the cell phone we're going to install an application, Microsoft Authenticator. That application creates every 30 seconds a new number, 6 digits. So you have to put those 6 digits within 30 seconds. If you miss it, just let the 29, 30 go, and then the new digits will come. Just put that there, right? So we're going to implement that, and this is something that you really have to take into account. Whoever gets access to there, especially whoever gets more access to more critical stuff, pretty much everyone should be there, but at least those who are having access to some sensitive folders in OneDrive, you should put MFA there. So you will put MFA for every user there? Not every user?
No, not every user.
Okay.
Only those that are dealing with sensitive data.
Okay, cool. And they have to connect from some cell phone application?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Anyone else using Office 365 in their company? And have you implemented? The thing is that this is being done pretty much in every company. You need to have multi-factor authentication, two factors to authenticate you, two ways to authenticate you, not one, right? Just username password is no longer the deal anymore. If you're still doing that, you're taking a risk right now, right? There was a Oh yes. So you're using the hardware device to connect to your. So do you connect to the laptop? This and then you can only authenticate it exactly. So that's the perfect. So that's a smart card device or RSA you can say. So right guys, multi-factor authentication. We're gonna implement that in AWS, Amazon Web Services. They use Google Authenticator. In Microsoft, they use Microsoft Authenticator. So that's the application we're going to be downloading, and then we're going to check that when we log in, first we put username password, and then we have to go to the application and simply make sure that we put that code also. So if you don't put the code, you won't be able to log in, right? So we're going to implement that, and this is must have, right? Configure application access. Then first of all, users authenticate, users want to connect. Then how do you get the users to access any cloud application there, right? So configure application registration in Azure AD, configure Azure AD application proxy, publish enterprise apps in Azure AD. So how enterprise applications like SQL Server, like Exchange Server is already there, obviously SharePoint is already there. They are both enterprise applications, but what about third-party enterprise applications? So there's a long list of applications that we can see there, and we can just add a trial version of one application, and then we can give access to one of our user to that application. So we're going to check the whole scenario of how do we do that, and what are the precautions there, what are the vendor best practices there, right? And then there's implement access for external users of Microsoft 365 workloads. So external users, very important. Create B2B, business to business accounts, create guest accounts that has least amount of permissions there, and then you let them use some of the services, but they're guest accounts are you're connecting a user with Gmail service, not your domain. So you can connect a Hotmail user there as well, and he or she can at least communicate or do very small stuff there. So we're going to check that what we can do there. Design solutions for external access. Now this is a big lab with SharePoint, where and SharePoint is part of Office 365, where you can put files in SharePoint. You can save files there, and you can also do it is like an intranet as well, and it also connects to every banking application. SharePoint, it connects to every insurance application, whichever are mainstream applications, and HR applications there. So SharePoint is pretty common. That's why it's part of the Microsoft 365 suite. So if any user is connecting from outside, they can connect to SharePoint, or they can connect to any of the Microsoft 365 applications. So that's a level 3, level 4 kind of stuff there, that you can connect and allow users from another organization to connect to your Office 365 or Microsoft 365 applications. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to do that, not talk about that, just. So plan Office 365 workloads and applications. I'm just going to, so then there is that plan for Office 365 workload deployment. Now users are saying, oh, you've given us Office 365 and I can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint there. That's the end user side now, right? So I can use it online, but when I'm in subway, I still want to use that. When I'm at home, or I have a very bad internet connection somewhere, so I want to still use that. So can you deploy that to my cell phone? Can you deploy that to my tablet? Can you deploy that to my laptop? So, or desktop. So how do you deploy Office 365's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, the actual Office, which is the or normally the latest Office, whatever Microsoft has released, maybe MS Office 2019 or MS Office 2016. So how do you deploy? That is also called Office Pro Plus. If you want to download MS Office for the users, that is called Plan Office 365 Pro Plus deployment. Pro Plus just means that you can download it if you're using it online, so that's not Pro Plus. But if you want to download it, then, and this also is in the license, hey, you want to purchase a Pro Plus service as well. You want your users to actually download the applications to their laptop, desktop, tablets, right? So that is also part of the license. You need to just pay a bit more for Pro Plus service. So one user can deploy in 5 devices this Office Web, but you want to then make sure how to deploy it, how to make it available for the user, where to make it available for the user, and that's what we're going to discuss, that how do we really download and deploy that. Basically, it's very easy. Just download and deploy. Download and double click setup file, and it just downloads everything from the internet, and that's there. But that's not what we need to do. Suppose you have 10,000 desktops there. It should be there. So you can deploy it through Intune. That's another cloud service. Or you can deploy with an enterprise application called SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager. That's really where you can make deployment and changes on very large scale, right? So there.
That's what we do.
Oh, SCCM. Okay, cool. To do any of the updates there, to do any of the deployment of software. Cool. Cool. And okay, so SCCM, by any chance you know that, is it SCCM 2012 or 2016 you're using? 2012, yeah. That's very popular, most popular. 2016 still now is coming in the market. It's still in 2016 it arrived. But it's more towards cloud. It's connected. It has more cloud features. So this is our Microsoft 365 Identity and Services. So this course will have the major labs of the exam objectives of Microsoft 365 Identity and Services, which is MS100. So we're going to cover that first. And then the other one is MS101. These two you have to give the certification, and one of the optional to become Enterprise Administrator Expert, right? Enterprise Administrator Expert. So
each one has their own certificate, or they usually
yeah,
go to
so just like MCSA has 3 certifications,
Yeah.
740, 741, 742.
Yeah.
Then you become MCSA.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to become Microsoft 365 Certified Enterprise Administrator,
Yeah.
so then you have to do MS100, MS101, and one of the optional out of 5, one of the certifications from out of 5
Any of the
certifications.
5.
Any one of the 5.
And then the 3 will mix you.
So 3 certifications will make you Enterprise Administrator Expert.
That's the way.
So yeah, and companies nowadays need a lot of those, and they have hybrid environments. So definitely, if you have that certification, you will attract a lot of recruiters, and they will be calling you. Hey, you have that. The best combination with that is if you go for AWS Azure as well. That's the best combination, because if you have already experienced IT experience in the background, like MCSA, MCSE, then going for these is the best choice, and many students are coming for that.
Was
Okay.
that what you said? Cloud?
So AWS,
Yeah.
Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Azure.
So
Microsoft
they work
Azure.
together, or just like
They are 2 different courses,
oh,
but we are also offering that on Saturday mornings, 2 in 1, 2 courses in 1. So
so
you know the AWS Azure course,
Okay.
the cloud.
So it's one class.
It's a 1 class. Where 2.
Which one is better? AWS or Azure?
Actually, many jobs they're asking AWS Azure, AWS, both they're asking. But in the local market, it's more Azure there. Microsoft Azure, in the local market, like GTA. So I do keep an eye on the jobs. They're asking for both, or at least Azure. You should be there.
This certificate is a part of MSA or not?
So Microsoft's cloud certifications.
No, this one, like the 365 part of MCSA certificate.
So there's a MCSA for Office 365 as well. That is MCSA 365. So there is infrastructure one. That's a separate MCSA, and that is about how to deploy Windows Server 2016 and how to deploy failover clustering, Hyper-V, all on premises. That is all on premises. This is all cloud, right? So, but this is we're gonna install local servers, but the majority of the lab is in the cloud itself. So it has its own MCSA. That is a separate MCSA, right? So I'm going to show you that. In fact, that page is open. Not this one, and not this one. Yeah. Okay. I'll just go back here. So they give MCSA of, all the certifications. They have made different tracks there. So there's Microsoft 365, browse Microsoft exams, Azure exams, data exams, Windows Server 2016 exams. That is a different MCSA. Microsoft 365, which is cloud, this is different MCSA. So there are MCSA for all of those, right? So, and that's where we're, so Azure exam is different. That is not included in MCSA. Azure's one portion, Azure Active Directory, is part of Office 365, Microsoft 365. But if you want to go for Azure as an infrastructure, you want to create virtual servers, virtual switches, virtual storage, databases, then you go for Azure exams. If you want to go for Office 65, then this is a set of totally different. So this is it has a different full title there. So Microsoft 365 certification exams, and then we go for Office 65 certifications and Enterprise Administrator. So that's this is the 365 MCSA 365, or you want to go for other one, which is MCSA, Microsoft Certified Expert. So, okay, guys, we were talking about any questions. Always, please do ask me. Just interrupt me and ask me the question. Any question is always welcome. So we were talking about 100, right?
So basically,
Mhm.
you say for the enterprise administrator expert, so we need 2 certifications, right?
So Enterprise Administrator Expert for 365, we need 3 certifications. 2 are required. You must do them. 1 is optional. Out of 5, no, 1 is actually you still need to do that, at least 1. So 3 are required, but 2 are MS 100 101. There's no choice there. But the third one, you have a choice among 5. Do any one of those.
The easiest one. Do the easiest one.
Do whichever it is. Yeah, one of the students previous Office 5 course, he just went for desktop.
So this is more like a CCNP, you got to have switching, routing, and
Yeah. So,
Exactly. Yeah. So, but these are 3 required exams here. 2 you have to give. 1 is optional among 5. So I'm covering exam objectives for actually 5 exams. So 2 required and then 3 optional. So messaging, and then SharePoint, and then Teams, and then
I really want to get into MS Teams. That's what we use a lot now. Are you going to go very deep into this?
so we're going to deploy Teams. We're going to check all the features,
Okay.
what the team offers. So, but there are any questions? Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, so then this is MS 100. Now this is MS 101. In fact, related exam MS 1. This is 100 actually, and I'm just gonna open the other page, which is 101. Now 101 is Microsoft 365 mobility and security. So 100 you have to give, and we talked about the objective that you have to just synchronize the users there. Then what are the permissions you want to give to the users, and how do you connect them to the applications, and then MFA. So all about users and their security, right? Now what is this Microsoft 365 mobility and security? That's the other required exam. So it says there, candidates for this exam are Microsoft 365 enterprise administrators who take part in evaluating, planning, migrating, deploying, and managing Microsoft 365 services. They perform Microsoft 365 tenant. So I'm just going to click more here. Tenant management tasks for an enterprise, including its identities, security, compliance, and supporting technologies. Well, anyway, let's go down to in detail what really we have to do. And in fact, they are telling that here as well. Candidates have a working knowledge of Microsoft 365 workloads and should have been an administrator for at least one Microsoft 365 workload like Exchange. Maybe you've done that Exchange before. Maybe SharePoint you've done already. Maybe you worked on Sky for Business or Windows as a service or virtual servers in Azure. So candidates also have a working knowledge of networking, server administration, or IT fundamentals such as DNS, Active Directory, and PowerShell. If you have fundamental basic IT knowledge, you're still good, right? So this is the second required exam, and that goes tougher because these are the services that IT industry is using a lot. So first is implement modern device services. So MDM is mobile device management, and that is where the devices, the mobile devices, the tablets, the cell phones. So plan for MDM, configure MDM integration with Azure AD. And this Azure AD, when they talk about, only Azure Active Directory is part of Office 365. You cannot create Azure virtual machines. You can in Office 365 you cannot create Azure Virtual Switches or databases there in Office 365. Although application databases as an application, already installed application is there. So always understand that full Azure is not there as an infrastructure in Office 365, just the Active Directory portion, which contains users, computers, groups, organizational units. So only that, right? So here, modern device services, 30 to 35% questions will be coming from this section here. And so how do you just control the devices you have? We will be installing Office 365 here in our cell phones. We're going to check that. Does it appear in our Office 365 management console? And then can we send a format command to our Office 365 data there? So we're going to check related issues there as well. And then we're going to go for manage device compliance. So is your device compliant? Suppose you have an older cell phone and it has lesser security features there, and newer cell phones support latest security features of Microsoft Office 365. So obviously then we will talk about that. What are the device compliance plan for that? Design conditional access, which is very important nowadays. It has been introduced in Azure as well. Conditional access is okay if you have latest security software in your tablet or cell phone, I will let you in. If you're connecting from this IP range, suppose you're in New York branch, but only Toronto branch users are allowed to connect. So it will just check that, oh, your IP is from New York branch. Sorry, I cannot let you connect. So it has to be. So conditional access can then filter out the way you are connecting there, and should you be given access to Office 365 or not, right? So there's create conditional access policies, configure device compliance policies. So what are the company compliance? What are the company rules for if you want to use a device there? So we're going to talk about that. Manage conditional access policies. So it's all about what is conditional access, and you will understand how to really go for it. So plan for devices and apps as well. So what apps are you allowing for your users to download in your cell phones and tablets in your company? And create and configure Microsoft Store for business. So do you want to give access to users to Microsoft Store? In Microsoft Store, you can end users can purchase any application, but end users can also download any application there, right? So do you want to do that? Do you want to allow the users to do that? So do you want to keep an eye on, should administrator deploy the app, or should the end users also have the choice to deploy an app, right? So there are long list of apps there. What do you want to do with them? And then there is that plan Windows 10 deployment. Seriously, okay. So plan for Windows as a service. Plan the appropriate Windows 10 enterprise deployment method. Analyze upgrade readiness for Windows 10. Evaluate and deploy additional Windows 10 enterprise security features. So that's part of your Office 365, that can you deploy Windows as a service. Now that's another new feature that is coming, but normally from cloud also, how can you really deploy that Windows as a service, right? So the Windows 10 operating system introduces a new way to build, deploy, and service Windows as a service. Microsoft has reimagined each part of the process to simplify the lives of IT pros. So it's just that when you deploy that, how do you really update that those Windows 10 when you deploy it in your environment? So through Office 365, you can also send Windows updates, latest updates there. Then there is the exam asks about implement Microsoft 365 security and threat management. That's where security comes, and that's a big topic here. How do you want to implement cloud app security? Because in interview also, or in projects also, they ask about security, that how do you implement that? Is there app security? So when you deploy an app from the cloud, so do you know what security options do you want to implement there? And then there is implement threat management. So what are the threat management options there? So there's that plan a threat management solution, design advanced threat protection, ATP, right? And the 365 ATP policies. So advanced threat management, what are included? Anti-malware. Yeah. Is there anyone on the mic? Online? Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can type the question as well. So I'll continue with that. Implement threat management. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go through those policies there, and we're going to try to implement that, right? Implement advanced threat management. So obviously we're going to implement and check that how can we secure Office 365 services there. So manage security reports and alerts. Then of course you would want that manage service assurance dashboard, manage tracing and reporting on Azure AD, identity protection, who logged in, when the person logged in, how long the person stayed logged in, right? And then 365 governance and compliance. So that's where the tough, more in-demand services are available. Do you know what is DLP? How to implement data loss prevention there, and implement Azure Information Protection AIP. Very important. This is copyright protection, right? So DLP is that your banking information, your credit card information must not leave your organization. So that suppose your insurance company, so any sensitive information that you line up there, you configure there, if this information is found in your chats, if that information is found in your email, like in or also in the messenger, then do not let it leave that organization applications there. So DLP is very important, very famous, and we should implement that right away, especially credit card numbers and banking information. If it is mentioned in the email, it will just block it, or it will just warn the user, hey, you're going against the company policies. I'll let you send that email, but it is audited now. Now the administrators will know that you did that. So DLP is that. AIP is very important as well. This is copyright protection. All your documentation, if the users are forwarding them, so this is internal communication, internal documentation for something, and if the users are forwarding to their Gmail, just for a record, that's not good. So you can implement their Azure Information Protection, which means that forwarding, saving, printing, and anything else. So any way the users can get away with the document out of the organization, so that is all prevented if you implement AIP or Azure Information Protection. That just is like a copyright protection for the documentations. So then manage data governance here, configure information retention. You want to retain certain information for 5 years, maybe for 7 years. The law is to save it for 7 years, right? If the government wants a record of any of your employee, and you say, oh, I don't have the record for, I just have it for the last 3 years for these users. So the government can really put a big fine on you, or even worse, something worse, right? So the thing is, you need to have the 7 years back record of all the conversations of your employees and all the record for those. So plan for Microsoft 365 backup, and suppose you want that after 5 years or after 7 years, just delete my all information automatically. You can do that too. You can archive that, and then retention period and how much you want to retain. You want to have email shown in your Outlook for 1 year. After that, move it to cheaper data, cheaper storage there, right? And then move it to much more cheaper storage. So you can do all that with retention. And how to take a backup of all that. Obviously you need to take that every day, and there are third-party backups there. Veeam, maybe you're using Veeam for in your company, or VM, we say that VEEAM. That's very popular for cloud and virtualization backup solutions. So plan for restoring deleted content and information retention policies, how much you want to retain that data. So then auditing, very important, who accessed what file at what time. So auditing goes on, and you can go for audit log retention there. So retain the logs for maybe 2 years. Oh, this guy accessed this file last year at that time, or configure audit policy, or monitor unified audit logs. So auditing, of course, is already enabled in Office 365, but if you want to make any configurations changes there, you can do that. E-discovery, also very important for investigation and security. Suppose you want to check that last 4 years ago or 3 years ago, my employee made a deal with this client, and that was $1 million deal or something like that, and I want to check that you can invest in the stocks now. I want to check that sentence across all the emails. Maybe you have a particular user in mind, or maybe this sentence, whoever used that sentence across our emails or chats, anywhere in meetings, that you can invest now. Now is a good time to invest. So just search that sentence, and whoever said that, please grab that sentence, grab that email, and you can put a legal hold on that. Legal hold means now, as long as that email, that data is there, the end user cannot delete that now. Legal hold means you are investigating that user's data. So e-discovery is a very comprehensive discovery solution for all the data across Office 365, across SharePoint, Skype for Business or Teams, and Exchange emails. Wherever the data is, it's going to do e-discovery, but it needs premium license for that. So that's high level. You pay more for these advanced features. DLP, AIP, all these are all compliance policies, security and compliance policies. Very, very important for any company, right? So once you are really compliant like this, I mean, if you have other clients that are coming to you, they see that you've invested in your security and compliance, they would definitely do business with you. So these are the skills that are required of you when you say that you're an enterprise admin. And this means that you must have passed the MS 101, which is mobility and security. Main emphasis on security, right? And there is that other exam, which is identity. So how your users are securely synchronized from your local environment to the cloud, and then how are they protected in the cloud, how the hybrid environment really works. If you want to make any changes, so you go back to the domain controller and then make that change and then synchronize that change in the cloud as well. So these are the two exams that we will be talking about, or not talking about, obviously we're going to do that. So other than that, the three other optional exams that we're going to be covering are, one is messaging, one is teamwork, and one is security administrator. Normally the second exam, which is 101, is pretty much covering that security already, but we're going to check that what else is there. So teamwork and administrator and messaging administrator. So messaging is Exchange server, teamwork is the Microsoft Teams, obviously, but it's collaboration. So if you go for teamwork and messaging, it says there Microsoft 365 teamwork administrator, configure, deploy, and manage Office web workloads that focus on efficient and effective collaboration, such as SharePoint Online, on-premises, and hybrid. So teamwork you're going to have to work with SharePoint as well when you are going for Teams, right? And we're going to understand that SharePoint, what is that, how to use it, how to upload the document, how to secure documents there, how to share documents there. And then messaging, that's the long list of email services. So if I just open that messaging, normally I go with messaging directly, but we're going to cover the other ones first. So with messaging, it's a bit longer list. Manage modern messaging infrastructure, manage mail flow topology, manage recipients and devices, plan and implement hybrid configuration and migration, secure the messaging environment, and manage organizational settings. So this all talks about then manage modern messaging infrastructure. Now they have added DAG there. This means, okay, so this means DAG is database availability group, and this means that you must have on-premises Exchange server. You must have installed Exchange server. DAG is all about that Exchange server uses databases. And suppose you have 10,000 users, so they all have mailboxes. Mailboxes do what? They have emails, right? So John has a mailbox, Jane has a mailbox, Jennifer has a mailbox, right? They all have a mailbox. So those mailboxes have to be stored somewhere. So you put them in databases. Now, if one database goes down or crashes, maybe 2,000 mailboxes were there, all 2,000 mailboxes also crash. So you want to make mailboxes highly available. If one database crashes, it fails over to another database. So second database keeps the services running. Because 2,000 mailboxes connectivity was there in one database, its exact copy is in another database. So if you want the databases to be highly available and the mailboxes should have no disconnectivity, then you implement DAG, Database Availability Group. Now I can understand that this is why they have gone for total separate certification for messaging. Otherwise this was just a section in older course. Now it's a total different certification here. So they install on-premises Exchange, then they install everything about Exchange, and then they migrate or synchronize the mailboxes as well. So that's why it's a pretty big topic, pretty big. It's a full certification, right? So that's why whatever is connecting towards the cloud, whatever is we can configure in the cloud for messaging, we're going to cover that. But when it comes to in-depth on-premises Exchange server, so that's where we can choose any one of the certification in the optional list. Normally normally the courses are provided, like you do one course, MS 100, then you do the second course, MS 101, then you do the third course. Three courses, three fees. I'm trying to add the majority of the labs of two courses, then I'm trying to add some of the labs of the three optional courses as well. That's pretty much a lot of data, right? A lot of things, but you get an idea about the whole Office 365, Microsoft 5 messaging administrator. So that's why some of the bigger labs, I'm going to be giving you a theory about that, unless majority of you want that, okay, let's concentrate on that one optional topic and let's go in depth with that. Otherwise we can cover all three out of five optional topics, and we're going to cover the critical topics of that. But it's going to be only the critical topics of three optional, right? So then you can choose from any one of those. Okay, I will just go for three optional if you're going straight to messaging administrator associate. This is a very sought after certification now. So yeah.
So basically, sir, you just cover in this course MS 100 and MS 101, right?
Plus the critical labs of three optional courses, which is Teams, messaging, and security, which are three optional separate courses. Yeah. Yep.
So how reliable this cloud thing is,
Mhm.
so other than I lose the network part of it from my office to the cloud management, besides that, how we can back us?
Okay, so is there a backup to the cloud management
Yeah.
if we lose connectivity to that Office 365
Yes,
management
so cloud
console?
people,
Yeah.
what
Mhm.
kind of problems they would have from their side from not giving our emails to
Uh-huh.
us.
Outage. That is normally called outage
Update.
from their side.
Yeah.
So there was a recent outage in Office 365 that they were upgrading their DNS. So it went for 4 hours. 4 hours on Monday. That's a very brutal time. And 4 hours nobody could connect. But phase wise they were connecting. So North American region was not able to connect. Asian region was not able to connect. Then slowly they got access there. They identified the mistake there. So if the outage is from their side, obviously, if we had the same critical data, just the critical data on premises as well, we could have just redirected the users from cloud to the on-premises data for just to connect. So suppose a file server and the senior managers, directors are all, they need to access those files. So maybe you were synchronizing all the time the local file server with the Office 365 file server. If it had an outage, which is kind of rare, like outage is something unacceptable. They have to meet an SLA. So otherwise they reimburse your 30% of the money for that month where they had an outage. So if you've been synchronizing, that would be smart. So then just the critical data, and it will be available at least for the senior management all at once. But when there is an outage from their side, it's kind of, we can't do anything. But suppose the ISP, you were connected through Bell to the Office 5 to your from your branch, and Bell went down. So yeah, that's where we should remove the SPOF or single point of failure. So that's where you should have one from Rogers, one from Bell. That we can do ourselves. So where we can remove the SPOF ourselves, signal point of failure, That is our job. But when there's an outage on their side, it's hands up, unless we were synchronizing only at least the critical data and critical mailboxes. Then we are still up and running with senior management at least. Otherwise, any application that is earning you millions of dollars, and you cannot afford that application to be down. So not only should it be in the cloud, it should be synchronizing on premises as well. That's why local data centers are not going away soon, because you're not putting all the cards in their hands. Anything could happen. So you should have your data on premises, working data on premises as well. Right?
So I have a question, like what about the banking side and like some defenses like army and like those people, they using their data in the cloud?
Oh yes. So there's US government cloud separate, and for AWS, Amazon Web Services, and for Azure as well, it is separately available. And for Department of Defense, so they all have their workloads in Azure, but it's totally separate from public cloud. Although they're using their data centers, so of course they will send their security teams there and check that, hey, are you secure? We're trusting you with our. So government and Department of Defense and sensitive institutes, they're all using cloud as well. So we're talking about here 3 optional courses, and we're going to touch critical labs of those courses here, but not all of them. So you can have idea about that. But then once you decide if you want to go with this course, and then I can ask you all that, hey, you want to go with one particular optional course, or you want to cover 3 optional courses and the critical labs. So one optional course, if you want to go for all, then it could be we can go in depth with that. And in depth also, it's I was not intending it to be a 3-in-1 course. Already it's 2 courses I'm trying to cover all, but I want you to know what messaging administrator associate overall really means, right? And that's that's why I'm just going to concentrate more on 101 and 100, which are the actual bread and butter of Microsoft 365. And with the 3 optional courses, we're going to just have not introduction, but more critical labs of those 3 optional courses. We're going to also cover that, right? So, but any questions that you want to ask for those courses, I will be always available for that. So that's what we're covering in our Office 365 or Microsoft 365 Messaging Administrator Associate. Now, other than that, normally the day 1, I also cover one more thing, and that is the career talk. Normally it is that if you think that there are so many certifications, and what set of certs should I do, should I go for in order to apply for a system administration jobs, ranging from 25 per hour up to 50 per hour or even more. So there are some recommendations always for the technologies that are being used nowadays, right? So I always go for that. You should have at least these certifications for today's skill sets, right? So MCSA is a must-have nowadays. It was always actually was a must-have. So either you're done with MCSA 2012 or 2016, but you should know the topics or skills of how to have the local servers maintained and managed, and especially when disaster strikes, then how do you really recover them? Failover clustering, Hyper-V, are some of the main critical topics there. How to create the domains, child domains for Microsoft Forest there, the whole infrastructure, how does it get created there, right? So one exam of Microsoft Exchange 2013 or Office 365, Microsoft 365 now, this is a must-have. At least minimum one exam you should have for Office 365 for, which is new name is Microsoft 365. SCCM is a good to have. It's an advanced course. After you have done must have, you should go for good to have as well. And SCCM is one of them, where with one server you can make changes to thousands of machines and thousands of devices across the network. Then there is a must have of VCP 6.5. This is a VMware course. You must know virtualization, guys. It's so important when you are migrating your workload from on-premises to cloud. This VMware is part of majority of the companies on the planet Earth. So you must know VMware. You should do that course. VMware nowadays, it is even more important. It was always important because majority of the companies across the planet have that. But now it is more important because you need to migrate that workload to the cloud. So you need to know cloud, but you need to know VMware. So VCP must be in your resume. Must be, right? So Citrix is also advanced. It is good to have. where you have application virtualization there. Virtually, you can just put applications in your cell phone or tablets or laptops anywhere, and it just opens with very. It's a very light protocol that they use, so that's why Citrix is a leader in application virtualization. But that's good to have advanced course after you've done must-have courses. So ITIL, this is for change management. It is something that you should do. If you don't do, companies will make you do it. So if you are ITIL, companies really appreciate that you know how to make a change in your environment, in IT environment, how to manage that IT department. So CCNA, at least CCNA is a must-have. If you haven't done that, you must do that. Otherwise, CCNP obviously is also good. CCIE, wow. CCIEs come here, which is the top certification of Cisco. They come for VMware, they come for cloud, AWS Azure, and many of them have done then Office 365. They see everywhere. Just being CCIE, which used to be a very high and still is very good, very highly demand certification, but now there's a combination there. Your CCIE, you should still know cloud. In the cloud, there's you can create the whole data center there as well, right? With virtual switches, virtual routers. Cisco CSR 1000V is a virtual router now. So if you have done Cisco, there's a virtual router that is being used in Azure, that is being used in AWS, Amazon, that is used in Google Cloud. So all Cisco side guys are going for VMware at least minimum, and Azure Cloud, Azure or AWS or better both. You should know. Okay, guys. So minimum CCNA must be there, and then of course the must have is Azure 103 certification and AWS or AWS. Any one of those, IaaS, which is infrastructure as service, the whole data center, virtual data center that you can control. Azure or AWS, you must have that, right? So this is where, so must have number one is MCSA. There is that RHCSA Linux certificate, Linux operating system certification, RHCSA as well, RHCSA. Either you should be an expert in Microsoft certification or you should be expert in Red Hat certification, right? Second thing is the Microsoft, so must have, second must have is Microsoft 365. Third must have is VMware, and fourth must have is minimum you should be CCNA, and fifth must haves are either you do any one of the courses, either Azure 103 or AWS Solutions Architect. So these are the five must haves certification you should have nowadays. Otherwise it's kind of not very easy to survive in the market. Yeah, top 500 companies, the top companies in the world, they all have Citrix. Definitely. So all the icons are appearing there. So this is also, once you have done with all those, this is also SCCM, Citrix, especially Citrix, definitely, as you said, both are must-haves. No, like I do teach Citrix, but it depends on students. I just cover all system administration side. So Citrix is tough, but interesting. Microsoft has a version called RDS, which works as a Citrix, and VMware also has a version called Fusion, which also works as a Citrix. But Citrix is the leader, so always go for leader. In cloud, AWS is the leader. Always go for the leader. In collaboration, Office 365 is the leader. So what you learn from the leader, then all the rivals you can learn easily. Okay, because the concepts are nearly the same, right? So we just go for the whoever is the leader in that field, particular field. So, alright guys, this is for any questions coming from you would be good. Now, well, this is just a recommendation for you that these certification must-have certifications should be there, and you have a plan there. So go for it. You just have to really work hard, and I've seen impossible happening here. Students really working hard with no previous IT experience, and now they're earning good jobs. The good IT jobs are there, right? So jobs are there outside. Have you done the certifications? Do you know how to implement that? So all that is waiting for you. Just your hard work and plan is required, right? So what is our plan for this course as well? We've talked about this course basically, and then we have also talked about the prerequisites. So our some things that we need to do here are for the course at the start of the course is things to do Now our pilot project is that, and I've explained you already, that this is what you're going to face a lot. So in many of the environments, either it will be already there and you have to troubleshoot that, or you will have to do that. The company will ask you to do that, right? So, and that is how to synchronize your on-premises users to cloud. How to synchronize your on-premises users to cloud, because a hybrid environment is everywhere, hybrid, right? So on-premises plus cloud, so users to cloud. So we're going to do that, and that's our first project, pilot project. We always start with that. With Azure I start the same way, and with Office 365 I start the same way, because this is very important. Your on-premises users should be in the cloud. Then what are the permissions you need, and we're going to learn all that in one pilot project. Then we're going to go for all the other objectives, right? So how to synchronize your on-premises users to cloud, it's not if, we're going to do that in the first class. So in order to do that, I want you to, so we will create our free Office, actually it's, well, they still call it their Office 365, Office 365 slash, it's the same thing, two names for the same thing, Microsoft 365 account, free account, right? And we will create that. We must purchase our domain from www.godaddy.com. So what are we talking about now? So this is also very important objective. You need to purchase a domain from godaddy.com. It could be like $1.20 or 30 cents or 40 cents, right? That's a lot of money, exactly. So okay, so that's a $1.40 per year, and you can just purchase any domain there, like your name dot online, your name or your name or anything, any name dot xyz, right? So why are we doing that? This is very important. The purpose of purchasing that domain is how to connect a domain to your Office 365 cloud. You will have to connect a domain, and that's one of the exam objectives there. How do you connect a domain? So why are we even connecting a domain? Suppose your company name is bitcoin.rich, right? So .rich is not a domain yet, I guess. So bitcoin.online. Okay, suppose a company and they're earning millions, and you are the administrator there. So they say that, hey, our user John, his email is john@bitcoin.online. So he communicates with all his clients with bitcoin.online. So when you create your subscription in Office 365, they give you a free domain that ends with .onmicrosoft.com. The whole planet knows this is a free domain, and you know, when you purchase a subscription, so they won't let you just use that forever. And especially when your user who was communicating with millionaires client there, and his email was john@bitcoin.online, and all the clients used to know that, oh, john@bitcoin, yeah, I know this guy. But all of a sudden you synchronize John's email or user account to cloud. Now his email ends with john at company name dot onmicrosoft.com. So as soon as the same client see that, hey, who's this guy, john at company name dot onmicrosoft.com, hey, onmicrosoft.com is a free domain, whoa, I think it's a hacker. So the companies won't even do business with you, right? So you have to add that purchased domain, which we are purchasing before the next class. Try to purchase today, right? Or tomorrow, if you want to continue this class. Like it's up to you. You don't want to do that, don't do that, right? But with that experience, this will really help you confidently how to do things, because this is one of the exam objectives. One of my students, he was a storage expert as well as cloud expert. He has a long history. So he was saying that one of the projects, they were actually doing that, and he said, hey, this is what I did in last week's class, and you're doing that now, so I can even help you. So but this is something that you will have to do. So wherever the company has purchased their domain, you have to add that domain in Office 365 as a tenant. So that lab we have to do, we have to understand how to do that. Add a domain as a tenant. When you add a domain as a tenant, it is called tenant. A tenant is like, you have those tenants in your buildings or houses, right? So this, as soon as you add that domain, bitcoin.online, suppose that's the domain name or whatever you purchase there, it's just $1 or even 99 cents per year. You spend more than that every day for coffee, right? So what is this? So if you add that now, John at bitcoin.logo, when you have added that domain, only then you will be able to attach that domain to your account, your user's account, right? So this is something that we have to do. So what I'm asking is that if you do that, if you purchase a domain, try to purchase it 24 hours before your next class, right? So 24 hours before. So you can go to godaddy.com. I can just show you here, and so godaddy.com, and they just ask for, you can just create any domain. So first of all, there's a search button here, and then suppose I go for my name Amir, or I would just want to go for Amir Super Guy or Cool Dude, AmirCoolDude.com, not upper guy, sir, Super Guy. So suppose that name is not taken, so I'm just gonna press enter here, and you can just purchase. You can just, it's gonna give you suggestions now. Hey, Amir Super Guy name is available, and there's a $2.99 for 1 year or 2 years actually. And if you go down, there are $1.99. Okay, so and $1.99 is XYZ name here. This is in $1.99 for 1 year, right?
Where did you go?
So it's godaddy.com,
I'm already there. Start your
and then
page, or you start, you have to search
just put, yeah, in the search, just put some name there.
your name.
Just put some name there, yeah, right? And then you can just purchase that domain name, and just make sure that at the end of the purchase, yours, hey, .online is 0.99 cents, right? .online is 0.99 cents. Anyway, so
2 years.
yeah, or you can change it to 1 year as well, right? But the thing is that this is how it is.
per year.
Yeah, for 1 year, 99 cents for 1 year, or $1.99, $1.99.
Mine is coming 1,000, 3,000, 9,000
Dollar
For you, trouble.
or cents? Okay, so
dollars. Can you
what?
tell?
Are you on the same page?
Yeah.
ca.godaddy.com, and you put in the search some name. Just put some name there, any name, and you would. .online is exactly. .online, if you go there, see this.
.com or this
.online, see this. If it's cheaper domain name, .online is a cheaper. It's a known domain name. It's gonna be cheapest. So you don't have to really go for $10 domain names or $36. Just go for $1.99 or $2. So when you go to the card and at the end of it, you should just see with text. With text, maybe $1.99 or $2 or $2.10. But that's something that. So in the end, if you, when you're about to purchase and you see there $10 or $20, then one or two options may have been clicked that, oh, you want this service as well. So make sure that or every other option is unchecked, and then at the end when you're about to purchase, yeah, at the end, if you purchase, you will you should just see $2 or $1.99.
Yeah, that one is
So this is
this
online.
If it's .ca,
For the first year it is no. $67.99 is the next year.
Oh, so first year is 99 cents, and the second year.
Yeah, second year they will
But
charge.
we have an option to choose just one and have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. And
I'm a little confused.
a little bit or
No,
big bit.
Yeah. So the .ca. Okay.
no. So it depends on the price. You wanna pay that much? You also-
I think that's
oh, $0.99
yeah, for me it's the
is
best.
dot .ca. Wow.
So that's
I guess
you
you're
can
lucky.
do better than that.
That's the best.
That's the best. So you just
Add to cart and that's it.
From there.
Wow. So sometimes
So
.ca,
you want to
.com.
go .ca?
Wow.
Where you went?
GoDaddy.ca, GoDaddy.com.
And then
Uh,
He has a lot of friendly.
See this?
But this guy.
See this?
Where did you go, man? .ca?
Yeah, I just go to
Yeah. ca.godaddy.com. Just put GoDaddy. It will detect that you're in Canada.
What do you add?
Okay.
What's the next one?
Okay, which did add it, right?
Yeah.
So continue to cart them. Okay, I'll come to you guys. Well, if you want to purchase that now, it's
And
okay.
then-
I can help you with that too.
Domain ownership, my name.
No thanks to everything.
Can you
Otherwise,
purchase right
start, huh?
now? Can you purchase right now?
Yeah, if
And
yeah,
then, and then
you've
continue.
decided that yes, you're continuing the course, purchase right now.
And then continue.
No thanks is okay. Continue to cart. So guys, continue to cart. If you are, just make sure at the end that you don't see $10. You just see $1 or two
So
$2
It's
here.
just like
But if it is $10, up to you. You wanna purchase?
Yeah, I mean, the guys.
I read,
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
and you say I read and
I have read and agreed. Yeah. If you go up there,
then you have to put your own stuff.
yeah. So you have to create your account, your
that's
name there,
Get it.
free account there.
Get it.
So guys, before next class, because we're going to go for configuration, we're going to go for the pilot project there at next class. So purchase the domain now or tonight or
Let's do it now then.
Let's
yeah,
do now.
yes, better
That's
to
what I was thinking.
you go for it. And if you didn't bring your credit card, just ask any of your fellows here, students here. And I'm just kidding. Yeah, and you cannot ask the teacher. Yeah, that's another rule. Just kidding. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just check that. So, guys, first thing is we're purchasing a domain for the next class. Second thing is we need to create a free account in our Office 365. So, I'm going to show that too. So, right now, some students need help. So, if you're there online, guys, you can also go ahead and purchase a domain. Make sure at the end it is online or it is just costing you $2 or $1, right? $1.99 or $2 or $2.10. That's it. So let's do that, and after, let's just take a break now as well. And after the break, we're gonna go for
Continue on this.
we're gonna continue on this. So we're gonna create our free account in Office 365 as well with E5 Enterprise 5 package, right? So
Let's break.
let's take a 10 to 15 minute break now and come back, and then come back. Yeah, it's a brutal 7 to 10, 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock class.
What
So
do we make 6 to 9?
well, it depends on all the students who can be available. Yes, it is possible.
Because you
So-
live in your city, bro. You
Yeah,
can go home early.
yeah, break time.
Yeah, that'll be.
So
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes
And also, I have a question for another next the class that we have Sunday.
for Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday class. I have another question.
Oh. Okay, I hope it's just a question and not an actual practical.
No, it's not right now because you said.
So guys, it's a break. Yeah.
It's a break. So you say, yeah, I'll just show you.
Believe me, it's a break. Yeah.
Just right.
Sir, can I see for a bit?
Sure. So hey, you said it's just a question, not the actual.
No, but what I was talking about, you just say open
Oh.
the thing. You don't just open this thing. Open right here. You see it right here.
Mhm.
And then you see you open Office.
Hey, why did you leave at on Sunday early? You were supposed to tell me on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I remember. But I thought when you say open that, I thought you say go open. So open, and then that's it. It don't work well. I open Office 365. I make it.
Did you give me Gmail?
I did have my own. I have right here. I make my own.
Did you give me Gmail?
No, I didn't do that.
I was saying that they
Oh, I
give
you-
more.
I thought more simple. Like you say, just open that and you.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to just give me Gmail. I added to that video. It's a private video, right? It's
Oh.
protected. So when I add it, you can see it.
That's why.
That's why.
Okay, then I give you tomorrow. I lift up.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because I didn't do any homework, so I'm just behind. So
You don't need the truth and nothing else.
Okay.
You don't need the truth, like 10 to 1 year. And,
1 year is good.
don't need
And-
the first money is good.
No, we don't need domain privacy. We don't need anything else. That's just extra. And when you have 1 year,
So here,
remove the auto renewal.
so there's .com for
Yeah.
So I choose this.
First you put the name there, any name. Then it suggests the prices for any domains.
Starting there.
What is auto renew?
Auto renewal. Oh yeah. If you purchase that, after that, after 2 or 3 days, it becomes available for renewal.
Okay, so
We just uncheck that.
Sullivan.co is available.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so how do we?
So if we have, you want to go for this one,
Yeah.
then continue.
So we have to create an account first?
Yeah. If you don't have an account, yeah, they will ask you to create one. And if you need a privacy protection, but normally we don't need that, so no thanks. Otherwise, it will add that much dollars. Yeah. After free website, uncheck that. This one, add no, and keep going down. No thanks is zero. That's it. No thanks is zero. That's it. And continue. And now it says that do you already have an account? If you have it, then sign it out. Otherwise, you create an account and total is we're gonna check that. Why is it $52? Some of the options may have been already connected. So now they're asking. So now it's 2 years, $52. Yeah. And let's change that to then now it's $16. So something that when you were thinking about that, so the 2 other domains also are added.
Oh, but the domains are available. This one's available. That's it. I was looking for the two lots in the.
So what is it charging now? Yeah. Let's go back and check out. Something got selected and that's
It's $299. First year with two. So I have to register 2 years in order to get $299.
Well, you can go for any other name. Like if you go down, you can go to there's a .online. Yeah, there are all the other types of domain and their prices. But .online is the most. If you talk about .online, it's anyway. There's also whatever. Oh yeah, .online is .online. Yeah, and this. I think we did not remove the other one.
I was asking Sullivan.
So remove and put the name up there again. Yeah, let's go up there. And up. Keep going up. You want to change the name, right? So we'll change it.
No, that's okay. The name is Sullivan. So here, what $30?
Yeah. So you can go for online, or you want to go for this one?
No, but I just want to go for less, right? So
Yeah.
Sullivan.website. How about that?
Yeah, sure. You can just
But for the first year, so that means that they're asking for 2 years sign-up?
So first year we're gonna take it for just this one class, but we're going to uncheck the auto renewal. When we uncheck the auto renewal, we're just then it will just expire itself after 1 year.
So let's do
And go up. Yeah, and then 1 year is like that. Uncheck the start date. This one. Now, it is asking that, but dot website registration, let's select this. Yeah, this one, click the remove. And because it has added up in the cart. Now it's still saying $16, and but there was clock sale, so let's remove that too. There are items in the cart. So now we have to check back and go to the product. But first, if it's better to create an account and then do that. So you can click the sign in. If you don't have it, then create the account. So just put your information and then log in, and then let's do that again. I'll just it's a break, so I'll just come in 2, 3, 5 minutes, and then we come back again. Okay. So the instructions here are that if we are going for the domain purchase. We have done the domain purchase now. So what we needed to do was, I'm just going to put in one note as well, and that is that let's purchase a domain from, that's what we did just now, www.godaddy.com, and make sure it is a maximum of maybe two dollar 2.10 cents more or less, or just near to that. If it is 4 or 5, it's it's up to you, but just make sure that we uncheck make sure that we uncheck auto renewals once we have purchased the domain. So it appears after some time, like auto renewal will be grayed out for now, maybe in your management billing area, and then so please just put in your information in and then pass on. So just check that your some of the options may not be checked. So just go back and uncheck whatever was checked there, because they're just adding more services there. They're tricking us into paying more. If it is 50 then or 15, just go back and check that what else got selected, which you don't want to select as an option. So make sure that we uncheck. So that's the maximum thing, right? Then okay, you took a picture, right? You should have told me. I could have made a pose first. So it's okay. I mean, please do take a picture of that. So let's purchase the domain from. So we did that, right? And if you've purchased that already, that's good, because do not. So make sure. Okay, there's a lot of make sures here now. Make sure that that you purchase the domain. That you purchase the domain 24 hours before the next class. Also, fulfill or complete the procedure of purchase. Complete the procedure of purchase, like if they sent an email for you to click, then please click that email. Click the link in the email. Basically, just look for an email from godaddy.com, and if they require you to continue the process, then please continue and finish the process. So finish the process is just make sure that you finish the process of purchasing. Finish the process of purchasing. So that's one thing here about purchasing the domain. And then the second step is that let's create a free Office 365 E5 account. Now this is all the procedure for those who want to continue, because this was supposed to be a demo class as well, guys. So those who want to continue, that's for those they can just carry on do that, because if these things are in place, then we can start the next class or continue the next class. So just to save time, we're just doing it today now. So let's create a free Office 365 E5 account there. E5 is Enterprise 5. That's the topmost account. That's the most expensive one, or this has all the services available. So when we check it, we'll check all the services. So how to create that, and now this is on Google. Let's go to Google, open Google search, and put there the wordings that free trial Office 365 E5. So if you put these wordings, free trial Office 365 E5, then it will just take you to the Google search. Go for the first, second, third, or fourth link, and then it will take you there. So then we're gonna create the account ourselves. I mean, like we're gonna. I'll do this part from this videos you're going to share. Okay, so yeah, some students are saying that if they are just, that's the luxury of being offline. I mean, like at home, they're connected. You can go anywhere you want, and they say that they're gonna follow the video. So guys, here let's go to. But many of the labs, it's better to be in the class to do that, because online it's more confusing, right? So if you think that you can do that, then only take that risk. So free trial Office 365 E5. I'm just gonna put that wording in Google now, because we need to create that account here, free account for us. So let's have once I put that in Google. 1.6.
Yeah, 1.6.
Then keep going back and then check again.
No,
Maybe
going
maybe
back and it's like same thing.
then change the name then. You know that name you're putting there, maybe it's of that value that it's not. Hmm? Which one? Yeah. What's the name you use?
Online.
Okay. So dot online domain, go for that. Dot website domain, you can go for that. Some unknown ones, right? Which are the cheapest ones?
Go back, go daddy.
Oh, yeah, GoDaddy. Okay.
So what's that? That's called go daddy?
Yeah. But don't go.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one, sir?
So see this? It's
Yeah, I went there, I went there.
yeah,
So,
free trial. So there is first, second, third. These are all starting with add here. We're not gonna go for that.
I went to this one trial.
Exactly. So this one trial, Office 365 E5 trial. I hope everyone is
Yeah,
able to search that, right? So if you are able to search that, go ahead and click that, right? I hope everyone's there. So I'm just,
What are you doing?
we're just going ahead. So
No, but then-
before you can join us, I'm just gonna go ahead faster
no,
now.
I said Office
Yeah.
365 ES trial. What was that? Like go.
Yeah. So go to Google.
Oh, free. You want to put that free thing?
Yeah. So
That's
we love free, right?
Can you do it so quickly from the beginning, please?
Yeah. The beginning is open the Google
Okay.
Free.
and type this: free space trial space Office 365 space E5.
So E5 is the one that all the options, right?
That's the topmost package.
So how much? How many days? Is it? 1 month?
So it's per month. Oh, so for our free trial,
Yeah.
it will be 1 month, but we can extend it to 1 month more, and then we can extend it with a credit card 1 month more. Right now, it's not gonna ask for credit
So
card.
no credit card information at the moment now.
At the moment, no. Later, if you want to extend, it's gonna be still free, and so
This is the ES you said?
yeah. So whatever is written here, just look at the board here.
Yeah.
This one, free space trial space Office 5 space E5. Just put that there, guys, and press enter. So once you press enter, do you find this link here, the free trial one? If you keep, I just went on going down.
Yeah.
So this is the one. So guys, Office 365 E5 trial. Do we all find this?
Yeah.
Farhan, you're able to find that?
Yes, sir.
I
Okay.
think so.
So Mohammed, you're there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so here, if we put the Office 5 trial, now you should be on this page where the lady is looking that way, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you're there, this is where, oh, they have increased. Oops.
One below, the one below free trial.
Yeah, so I was saying 35, it's 46. It's actually, they've increased that. So maybe the demand is too much now. So they've increased the per user per month price now. So it's even more expensive now. Yeah, everything's going up. So thanks to I don't know who. So
Yeah, 46.
yeah, free trial, guys. Let's click that free trial.
Yeah.
Let's click the free trial, and once we click the free trial here,
Yeah. Go next page.
we go next page. Exactly.
Subscription.
You nailed it, man. So there's that. Let's set up your account now. On the right side, that's a very good thing that they're saying. Fully installed Office apps for PC and Mac, premium services, other benefits, unlimited personal cloud storage with qualifying plans, email hosting with 100 GB mailbox, online and desktop versions of Office applications,
Amir,
free. Yeah.
sorry. Before you go that, I see here that you already have subscription. What is that? Discontinued?
Are you on this page?
No, I went to next, but then I didn't get here.
So yeah, when I only click at that time, right? Do not go discovery. It's a big jungle out there, right?
Yeah, the free
So-
trial. Then next, I get this thing.
Oh, we're coming there. Yeah.
Oh.
So stay there.
Oh.
Stay there. I don't know why it's taken you to the third page, but we'll be coming there. So stay there until we reach there, right? So thank you for choosing Office 365 E5. Normally it doesn't show that. Tell us about yourself, create your business identity, get Office. Hey, business identity. Okay. So guys, if we put our email address, so we need to be there where he is. So where Mamatashi is. I'm just gonna go back here once, and I'm gonna check that. Are we on the same page? Yes, that's the same page. So guys, we all see new Office 65 E5, right? That's what we are supposed to do. Yep. So I'm just gonna click the free trial again now, and yes, I guess it's gonna just show me the same page. So we'll just put our email in that case. So enter your work or school email address. We'll check if you need to create a new account for Office 65 E5. Now, how about we just put our Gmail address here, whatever Hotmail Gmail address you have, right? And click next. And looks like you need to create a new account. Let's just get you started. So it says that yes, you need to create an account, and definitely that's what you want to do. So I hope everyone is seeing setup account. But Hashi, you're supposed to just stay there. Yes, yeah, exactly. We're exactly coming there now. So setup account. If you click that, I hope everyone's seeing setup account. Let's go ahead and click that. Once we click that, seriously. Yeah, and you can see down here, 25 licenses, 30-day free trial. 25 licenses, 30-day free trial. But yes, let's put our information here now.
Sir, I already have for 365 account. You remember, like, even if I use the same email address, it's not going to be.
Do not.
That's why I have that. Same thing here. It says the organization manager using for this.
Different email address or?
So do not use the college email.
No, I can't use it. It's a work email I have in the cloud, so I'm not using it.
Yes, exactly. So do not use college email, guys.
Yeah, but
Do not use college email. Those who have it, just use your Gmail, Hotmail, or Mail.
when I go next, it goes straight this way.
Yeah, which is okay. You're actually seeing the one that was there, the old one.
So that's what I just don't know.
Your organization manages your use of. If you want to sign up for Office 365 E5 trial, sign out of your work. Yes, Mohammed, you have to sign out from here because it detects your college.
That's why.
College email. So guys, later you will be given college email. College email is also on Office 365. Please make sure that is different.
Can I go back?
This is different.
Okay.
Here we will have admin access. We can create anything we want. There you will be an end user. So never log in from your account. So you did not sign out from there. No, sign out from everywhere. So this
Oh yeah, all this stuff.
all
this nonsense.
sign out from everywhere. College, anything college, sign out from there.
Okay. So that's
Yeah,
maybe the
yeah,
reason
you
why
said.
I go straight.
Yeah, sure. Company size.
You can choose it. I put 10 to 24 people.
Oh, no, so stay here, guys, because we need that guy with us. So we're gonna fill it together.
I'm behind.
Now don't go ahead of me. We'll fill it together.
Otherwise I'm in trouble.
Gmail address.
Oh, then create a new Hotmail, Gmail, live account. Outlook.
Right now? Yahoo. Gmail.
Yahoo.
Yahoo is okay.
Yeah. When I say Gmail, Hotmail, it means etc. Any other. But do not use
Don't
any
use
work
your
email.
work email already in cloud.
Don't use your work email. Don't use the college email when you get that. Just public email, which is Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail.
No,
So-
I mean, as
Yeah.
sir, the reason is mine. I can use this because I'm already on cloud on 365 like this. So that's the email information they have. So I can use it. Anyone just any
But
office.
you don't have admin privileges there, right?
No.
So this one has admin privileges.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm
But
with
no,
you.
but any company is not migrating yet. They should be able to use it.
They should do.
I will use my email.
Oh,
Set up
now
account,
you're
right?
Yeah. I mean,
No, it's
So
set up
guys,
account.
stay with me.
That's what
Stay here on this page until now you're on this page.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
So are you on this page? Okay, good. So now guys, do not go ahead of me. We're going to just do it together now. I'm just back here after helping online guys. If you are able to create that, go ahead and create that too. So tell about yourself. Yes, this is your name. So I'm just gonna put there my name. Go ahead, put your name there. Business phone number. It's okay to put your phone number there. You can trust those guys, Microsoft. So I'm just gonna put my phone number 647-554-9446. company name is anything. I can just put here Net Plus College. They don't really ask anything, right? So it's a free trial anyway. So pretty much, if you do receive marketing calls, hey, do you want any other services? Just say you're a student, and you will see they will just put it back. So sometimes students do receive their marketing calls. Ignore them or just say you're a student. So they don't like that. So yeah, anything you can just put here, anything, whatever the company is, 5 to 9 people or 2,000 people. They don't. If you put 2,000 people, maybe they will want to market, so they might call you. But we want to use their services, so obviously we cannot avoid that. So your phone number, your name,
Company name we're using in school.
school, or anything else, any make believe even. So right. So we're doing that. If you've put your name, phone number, company name, whatever, company size, whatever, and Canada, that's not whatever. You have to put Canada and click next. Right?
So the company size, that's our choice, right?
Our choice. Exactly.
How many 2 to 4 people?
Yeah. Anything. And do you want to be texted? It's okay. Do you want to be called? It's okay. So just keep the text selected, and your phone number is already there. Now they're gonna text you, which is okay. And send verification code. Let's just click this now. You should be getting a code now. So send verification code, and they have put a window there where the code has appeared. Okay, already 313 381 313 381. Got it. So just go ahead and verify. Easy, right? Yep, I got verified. Okay, I'm good. Oh yes, if you're there, just wait for me, and I hope everyone's there.
The last one is nobody.
Yeah, you can just have the code sent to you again.
Verified?
Yeah, we're waiting for everyone here. So then I'm gonna explain what to do here. But everyone's there on this page. Anyone not there? Let me know. You're all there, right? Mom, you're there. Mama Hashi,
Yeah.
you're there, right? On this page.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put the number.
Oh, you're putting the number. So are you done?
So I go verify.
Yeah. So I go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even go verify. I'm here, yeah. I'm doing it.
Okay. So guys, here it is asking for a domain name, and that could be anything. But since so many users or millions of users are using that, so anyone would have that name there. So this is just for 30 days. You can put any domain name there. But if we
the one we registered.
no, it's the query domain name is different.
Okay.
This is totally different. You can just still put that name if you want,
Okay,
but it's gonna add the .onxoft at the end of it. So it's just a free domain name, whatever you put there, right? So it's just a free trial. So how about we put together? We should be consistent in that, and then let's just go for your first name, whatever your first name, and today's date is 09July19. So I'm just gonna make it a little bigger. So your first name 09July19. Now it has to be a little different. I think we all have unique names here. Nobody's name is similar. So just today's date and just put your favorite food. Just keep it simple as well. So maybe I'm just putting banana, whatever you want, Bitcoin, whatever. Just one unique word from your side.
What do you put? July 19? To the 19th?
Yeah. So I'm just putting something there as a unique word,
Okay.
right?
Apple.
So okay, just put something that I did not put.
Apple.
So put some different word, unique word that nobody has used, or just think of something and just put that there. We just want to make unique. You can use the same. Yeah. Go for Bitcoin. Go for Apple. Go for
Addicted.
ice cream. But okay, guys. So just unique word, just to be unique, and then click the check availability. So check availability here, and now it says that yes, this domain is available. I think it is green for everyone. So if it's green for everyone, the thing is that at the end of it, I'm gonna take a picture of that because definitely I need to know the login information. This is a critical login information. Sometimes it's a bit longer name, so we forget that as well. So take a picture of that when it is done. So guys, if it is green and you've put some domain name there, click next. Now here obviously they want that, hey, what's the username you want to put? So keep it simple. Already the domain name is unique now, so you can just go for admin. Just the name admin is also okay. Admin at your domain name, whatever your domain name. So let's be consistent, let's be have similar strategy here. So if you forget that, I can remind you, hey, we all put admin, so you would remember that as well. But the domain name is unique for everyone, right? So I've put admin here, and yeah, and okay,
Password.
yeah. So the password is, guys, the class password. We can use the class password as well. And normally I recommend that password that you use that password anywhere you're using this, or you can use your own password. It's up to you, but don't forget it. So what I recommend to use is XYZ, small capital XYZ, shift 123, and simple 123. So just keep it, a little difficult. And wherever else it asks for you for your password, just give this small XYZ, capital XYZ, keep pressing shift 123, gives you exclamation at pound sign or and simple 123. So it fulfills the complexity requirements, right? So it accepts that right away. So either you can be consistent or use your own difficult password, but please don't forget it, otherwise you'll be locked out. You will have to call or email then Office365 support. So okay guys, if you're using class password,
Any check mark below, right? For those
check mark where, so I'm just going to check that. So I'm just going to put that small xy, no, for not for that. So I would like to hear, nope, I don't. Microsoft partners make contact, no, both of them do not check.
Yeah.
You're right,
So sign up then.
exactly. So I'm just going to put the password here, small xy,
No,
capital
don't check
xy.
anything of those two.
No, do not check those two check boxes there.
And then set up.
And then we're going to do not click any of those check boxes and click sign up. So once we click sign up here, I hope everyone's there now,
Yeah.
and it's okay to start air conditioner in next class if anyone doesn't mind that. Otherwise, well, air conditioner is not working, and when it's working, it's not running right now. So
It's not that hot actually.
okay, it's not hot
I don't feel hot.
while you're perspiring, but you don't feel hot, right? You're like,
My balls. Over with the balls.
oh, okay. Guys, did you sign up? Is it slow?
It's
Yes,
slow.
sir, it's taking too
It's slow. It says,
Mine is all done.
Oh,
oh, it says what? Yeah. Thank you for choosing.
oh, they are thanking us. So sweet. Guys, whenever it says save, make a habit of say never.
Yeah.
Whenever it says do not let your browser save anything. If it's your personal laptop, it's a trial account, okay, I understand that, it's okay. But in production environment, try to make a habit here not to save anything in the browser. Try to make a habit, because everything now is going browser based. So your browser must not know any of your credentials. So you should know, remember it somewhere, put it password protected somewhere. Special places for saving your credentials is Facebook and Twitter, right? That's where they are safest. Just kidding. Okay, so okay, so I'm just gonna click never here. Don't save my password, but yay, this is the mucho importante here. Mucho importante. Okay, muy importante, right? Oh, see, right. So here, guys, take a picture of this one. You really need that picture. Yeah, that's a good idea, because this is so whenever you come in the class, that's how we're logging in. If we forget that, and some students regularly forget that, have been forgetting that in previous classes, so it's good to take a picture now, so and save it somewhere. It's a good idea. Now it says go to setup. So https :/portal.office.com. That's how we go to the college Office 365 account. That's how we go to this account. So there's a big difference between the two. When you get the college email, obviously this is different, that is different, right? So if we all got it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still setting up.
Which is blank.
Um,
Can I refresh it?
well, sometimes refreshing does not see it. Sometimes refreshing just takes you back to the start.
No, I should be.
You already refreshed it, so it's okay.
No, it's not showing up.
Okay.
I think it's just I'm missing an adding or something.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
So after that, go to setup.
Go to setup. So guys, If you've taken a picture, click the go to setup now.
Now it goes up.
Okay, and I'll just take a picture on my cell phone for this. This is something that I really need to take. Oh.
Personally, you're signed in.
All right.
Okay.
So, if the picture has been taken, then let's click the go to setup. Once we click the go to setup here, now I hope you've remembered your username and password here. You don't have permission to access this page. Oh, okay, I have to sign out from my college account. Seriously? Well, while I'm saying that, don't save it in the browser. I have saved my college email in the browser. So,
We have this.
yeah, exactly. So, I'll just log in from this one now.
So what do I choose now? Like personally, you assign in the email.
Wow, it's not giving me the new account. So what we need to do is, guys, one more thing. This is a Microsoft product. This is a Microsoft product. So some of the advanced features only will work when you use the Microsoft browser. So that's that's a reality you're about to see in the course. I'm going to go to Edge now. That normally sometimes the Edge puts us on the edge as well. So I'm gonna go start using, instead of using Chrome, I'm gonna start using Edge, Microsoft Edge. Why? Some of the features will not work in Chrome, Google Chrome. It will detect that it's Chrome. It's gonna not show you the features, advanced features, some of the advanced features, and you will have to come to a Microsoft Internet Explorer or Edge to use that. And at once those advanced features will be available for you. So that's a reality that you will have to face. I'm just gonna go for use another account. I've gone to Edge browser and I have opened there. Yeah, it's better to start using Edge from today. It's better.
Oh.
It's recommended at least. So, and I'm gonna put admin, which I know is the user account for me, at, and whatever the domain name, my first name, today's date, the course start date, July 19, and then I put banana, I think. Yeah, banana dot on Microsoft.com. So now I have put my credentials, but I'm using Edge.
So what sign out here? What do you think?
Just sign in. Go ahead.
Here is the personalized your
No, we never really Google Chrome.
Which is okay. I'm actually trying to go there. So stay there where you are, guys, because I'm trying to enter from Edge browser. You have already entered from Google Chrome.
Chrome, yeah.
Use
So-
your own.
It is okay right now. Basic features are all okay. I mean, very advanced features you will see that they will not work in Chrome. Right?
Using the one you created, and you will tell me what.
For the bottom one?
Yeah,
Oh, the
bottom.
bottom.
That's where you created your.
Yeah, yeah.
You got your admin center.
Okay, I'm logging in now.
Did you go next?
Seriously.
Yeah,
So guys, well, it just took me to the admin center directly. I think you guys are not there, or are you on this
No,
page?
I got that.
You're not there,
I
right?
didn't get that.
Okay.
I got that. So,
Yeah.
What do you just go next?
I lost one.
Last one. Continue. Last one.
I lost one here, so it's Google, right?
Yeah, it is good. I mean, for now it is good.
First and last name, the username. Last with the same thing.
yeah, so now being the admin,
Then exit and
so
continue.
there you can add other people.
I mean, what
The
I do here?
admin, right? So
Yeah.
now you.
Exit and continue later.
I've said I've sworn to me.
Last one. And you're logging in. And
Yeah, now, what's
okay.
next?
You guys are there. So we can just create that separately as well, because
Oh,
right
yeah, yeah.
now
I'm here
it's just
with you.
giving us the automated. We can just click the exit and continue. Because we are creating the note separately.
Okay, so just exit.
Yeah, exit and continue. Yeah. So we're all here, right?
Yeah.
And you're logging in.
Oh, you're supposed to be.
So you're there already. You don't have an Office 365 college, no, your company one, right?
Yeah, I'm using this one.
Is that a company one? Or did you just create your
I
own?
just created one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so ultimately we're coming here. But, so I'm just going to take them there. So right now we're on the same page here. So guys, if you're on this page, you can see user management here. But do you see the dots here? This one.
What's the dots?
So where it is?
way on the top left. Way on the top left, there are dots, right?
Yeah.
If you click that dot, now do you see all the applications here? Majority of the applications.
OneDrive, Excel,
And the main thing here is the admin account. See this? I'm gonna just magnify that. If you see all the applications, do you see the gray one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our best friend.
Click that one.
Click the admin. That's where we are supposed to be. We are the admins, right, of our own Office 365 environment. So let's click the admin here, and that's where all the power is. So as an end user, normally you don't see the admin account, but you do see other applications as an administrator, but as an end user, right? So if you click that admin, now are you on Microsoft 365 Admin Center? It is written here on the top left.
Yes.
Microsoft Admin Center. If everyone sees that Admin Center, there is that home, users, group, billing, setup, customization, navigation, but we see show all. I hope we all see show all there.
Yeah.
So once we click the show all, that's where the enterprise applications links will start appearing one by one. So security compliance, Azure Active Directory, Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, Teams Online. Well, it's online, that's why I'm saying it's not written there. All admin centers and customized navigation. So these are where the enterprise application links are. That's where we're going to go one by one to each of those areas, and we're going to explore pretty much everything, right? So this is where we are supposed to start from in the next class.
Sorry.
Yeah.
First one is what?
The admin gray one, and then show all, right?
I know, but you go on the.
So yeah, we're going to be going that way, but security and compliance is there. Azure Active Directory, we just see that they're there, right? So next class, we're going to go for our pilot project, which is this diagram. We're going to make it happen. We're going to create our on-premises environment. Now for that, guys, you can use your laptops, but you should have the software in your laptops, which is Windows Server 2012. That's what we need, the server operating system and VMware Workstation.
So whatever I have.
Otherwise, these desktops have that. If you have that already, then delete them and install them again. Just kidding. Okay. If you have that, it's okay then.
But I'm saying the one I used to before, then I'm okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Then you just send me the lab, so I'll do it.
Sure. No, we're gonna do it together.
Oh, no, but you send me too. I just tried to do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna send the link to you so you could download that software.
So E1, E3, E5.
Yes.
So the admins, we are admins, that's E5.
No. So E1 also has admins, but
Oh.
E1 has lesser features and lesser licenses, right?
Okay.
E1 is just small package for small companies.
If it's a regular user, for
Yeah.
example, and work like if somebody's a regular user, so what is their license?
So it could be, suppose it's a small company, they don't have big budget,
Yeah.
so they will go for E1, which has lesser services.
Oh, okay.
E5, and E1 has its own admin.
Even in the E1, so say we have a small company and I'm the admin.
Yeah.
So I will have with the E1 account, I will
Yeah.
have the features of
Whatever small amount of applications are there, you're going to be the administrator for that.
okay.
It will also have the same admin account, the
So
gray
we
one.
can create a user
Yeah.
and add those features, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I want to see that.
Cool. So E1, E3, E5. We're going for E5,
Yeah,
but
E5,
it's the exact same procedure in E3. What we did in E5, exact same procedure in E1 as well.
Okay.
Right.
So,
So-
can we able to now
Yeah.
we can E5, right?
Yeah.
Can we able to get E3 and
The same way we can, just the way we grab E5, you can even play at home. Just go for E5 trial version and create another Hotmail and log into that, right? So, yeah, that's the same way to create any other package as well, right? Okay, guys. So we're going to go for this in next class. But if you want to use your laptop, then you need this.
how is the wireless here?
Wireless is bad, so that's why
Because
if you
when
need
want
yeah.
my
laptop, then you need the
I
wired
can
cable.
have it in my laptop, but I'm not sure how the wireless is.
No, wireless is bad. That's why I'm saying that. Do you have Ethernet cable in your laptop?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can use the desktop's Ethernet cable and connect there. It has very good
Okay,
speed.
I do that. I just do it.
Exactly. Your laptop should be 16 GB, right?
I have 8, but I've
Okay.
had another 8 from other laptops.
Yeah, it's good to add another 8 because every other laptop uses every laptop has at least 16 GB capacity, right? So if you can add another 8 GB, that's good. Otherwise, our machines are 32 GB here. You can use just our machines. right? So just for the first lab, you can use our machines. Later labs you can all use in the laptop because they're all online. But whenever we have to come back to machines, just use these desktops at that time.
So next class we better use this.
It's good to use that. They're very powerful. We'll do it faster, right? Good. So guys, those who are online, you have to have Windows Server 2012. I mean by there, who's the coordinator for the online class will be able to give you the ISO of that, and you must have VMware Workstation if you want to work from your laptop still. Then VMware Workstation 14, 12, 10, you should have that. These two you should have for the next lab, which is on-premises hybrid. Yep.
So we have
Yep.
Thursday.
Yes, we
right?
have Thursday.
So what's the length of this course? Like.
Oh yeah, it is normally supposed to be 40 hours.
No, yeah, okay. So how many weeks? Like now, a week we have 2 classes.
7 weeks.
So we will be done, but September or like end of
Pretty much 2 to 2.5 months. Yeah. Normally, or even it goes longer. I never am in the rush, although I need my check as well. But we go easy with our all lab completion, and then we go ahead. So we will complete everything, then course finishes, and you will have the videos for that. So you're good. But do repeat them at home, right? So that's it, guys. See you on Thursday. Sharp 6:50, not 7 o'clock. Sharp 6:50. Please be here so we could start the class at time on time, right?
7 o'clock they close that door, right?
7 o'clock. The door is closed. If it is closed, just Tim Horton is across the street. Just bring a lot of donuts and coffee for everyone, and then we will let you enter, right? I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. So, but please be here 6:50 sharp.
Can I send email from here?
Sign up.
Huh?
Can I send email from here?
No. Right now we're not gonna use anything here.
So we
Do
done
not use
for the
anything.
But you should be
Later, oh yes, we're gonna dip. Yeah, we're done for the night, and we're gonna go deep down into Exchange over here. So we're gonna do a lot of emailing. Yeah,
Okay.
but right now, no.
I send you my WhatsApp for the email. For that. So I'll be
Yeah, did you send me a
Yeah,
Gmail?
I just sent it right now. Check your WhatsApp. You have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Yeah, I got you. Hashimohammed@gmail. Got it.
Because
I'm gonna add it to
this
the.
thing it was I was
video.
trying to do some work. I didn't understand.
Well, then just send me WhatsApp message.
No, I should, but I thought I'd come in, so I was.
No, it's okay. Almost, always welcome. Not almost welcome. Always welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we sign out here.
Yes, sir. Sign out and bye bye. See you on Thursday. Yes, sir.
How to turn this off?
No, it will appear in 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, not right now.
Not right now. They won't. They also understand that we have taken it, just for 1 year.
Okay.
So they will not show auto renewal now, but after some time it will be available.
Okay.
So keep an eye on that. Yeah, before 1 year ends, just keep an eye on that. Right? That would be.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you. I'm very happy I came to this.
Oh, you're most welcome, sir. Thank you for that.
See you Thursday.
Right. See you Thursday. Okay.
So I mean, next time I use it for that class, that thing,
Mm-hmm.
I use in that machine.
Yeah, this is a must. I need to use that.
Oh,
Why you wanna sit here?
I'm always trying to be closer.
Closer? Not too close, right? But
So I can see from well.
this is close enough. But well, all good seats are taken. Yeah, that's why we say come early, right? So when you come late, you lose the best seats, right? And you basically always come late. Okay.
No, I always come early. You
No, like always come late. Yeah. Okay. Sunday class, I've seen so much. So
Always be on time.
yeah.
Me,
So
I try to.
so guys, it's better to do next lab here on the desktop instead of in the laptop.
Yeah.
But if you want, then VMware Workstation and Windows Server 2012 should be there, right?
Send me all the.
You can. All right. Okay, guys. So see you on Thursday, 6:50. Maybe there are some new students on Thursday as well, but I'm gonna give them the video for today, and they could just join us. Okay, online guys, if you're still there, we're done.